You know, people people are funny. They walk around like they've got it all figured out, don't they? Like the world owes them something. Yeah. But let me tell you a secret. This world doesn't owe you a damn thing. Not a smile, not a favor, not a second chance. Nothing. You're born into this chaos, and it's up to you whether you survive or sink. But them, the ones who hurt you, oh, they thought they were untouchable. Untouchable. They played their games, made their moves, and walked away like kings. Didn't they? Didn't even look back. Like your pain, your suffering was just a footnote in their grand little story. But here's the thing. They never tell you about stories. Every single villain gets a chapter too. And that chapter, my friend, that's you. See, they thought it was easy, didn't they? To betray, to lie, to rip you apart, piece by piece. They thought they were smart. But life's got a funny way of flipping the script. It's not some cosmic justice coming back to balance the scales. No, no, no. It's you. You are the storm they never saw coming. You want to know why they did it? Why they crushed you like you were nothing? It wasn't because you were weak. No, no. Don't give them that credit. It's because they were scared. Scared of you. Of what you could become if you ever figured it out. People like them, they can smell potential. They see it like a shark smells blood in the water. And what do? They go for the kill before you can rise. But here's the kicker. They didn't kill you. Oh no. They just thought they did. And now you're standing here, broken maybe, but still breathing. Still here. And that terrifies them more than anything. Let me paint you a picture, huh? Imagine this. A man walks into a room, all smiles and handshakes. Real smooth operator. And behind his back, a knife. He gets close, whispers sweet nothings, and then slice. Takes what he wants and leaves. Now, most people, they bleed out. They cry. They whimper, but not you, no. You're the one who grabs the knife, pulls it out, and waits. Because the funny thing about knives, they cut both ways. You see, they thought they'd leave you bleeding, but they didn't realize they left a scar. And scars don't fade. Scars remind you. They fuel you. Every time you see it, every time you feel it, you remember what they did. And one day, when the time is right, you show them that same knife. You remind them who they underestimated. You're not here to forgive. Forgiveness is for fools. You're not here to forget. Forgetting is for the weak. You're here to rise, to remind them that you're not the same person they hurt. You're stronger, smarter, and most importantly, you're ruthless. You think they care about what they did to you? You think they lose sleep at night? Huh. No. They sleep like babies because they think they got away with it. But people like them, they always slip up. Always. They'll come back around thinking you're still the same. That's when you strike. Not out of vengeance. No. That's too easy. You do it to remind them, to show them what happens when you mess with someone who had nothing left to lose. People like us, we don't break. We shatter, sure, but then we pick up the pieces and turn them into weapons. Every insult, every betrayal, every scar, it's all ammunition. And you've got an arsenal now. So use it. Use it to build something they can't tear down. Something they can't touch. They thought their actions wouldn't haunt them. That you'd just fade away. But ghosts? Ghosts don't fade. And you, my friend, are about to become the ghost they fear the most. Let them think they've won. Let them laugh. But remember this, the loudest laughs always come from the ones who've been hurt the most. And when you finally rise, when you take back what's yours, that laughter will echo in their ears forever. You see, people have this delusion that life is fair. That if you just keep your head down, play by the rules, and be a good little sheep, everything will work out. But you know the truth now, don't you? Life's not fair. It's a circus. And the ones in the center ring, the ones with the spotlight on them, they're the ones who take it. Oh, they don't wait for someone to hand them the microphone. No, they grab it. They rip it out of someone else's hands if they have to. And you've been sitting in the audience this whole time, haven't you? Watching, waiting, thinking someone was gonna call your name, give you your shot. That's not how it works, my friend. The ones who hurt you, they knew that. They knew you were waiting for your chance, so they took theirs first. They pushed you off the stage before you even had a chance to step on it. Why? Because they're cowards. That's what they are. Oh, they'll never admit it, of course. They'll smile, shake hands, play their part, but deep down, they're terrified. Terrified of what someone like you could become if you ever stopped doubting yourself. They wanted you broken. They wanted you silent. Because people like them, they can't handle competition. They thrive on being the big fish in a little pond. But the thing about ponds, they dry up. And when they do, the big fish, they suffocate. They flail. And that's when you strike. But here's the thing. You're not just a fish, are you? No. you're a shark. And sharks don't swim in ponds. They swim in oceans. Deep, dark, endless oceans. And when a shark smells blood, it doesn't wait. It doesn't hesitate. It moves. And when it strikes, there's no second chance for its prey. I know what you're thinking. Why me? Why did they choose you to hurt? To betray? To crush? And the answer? It's simple. Because you were there. Because you were an easy target. Because you trusted them. Trust. What a joke. Trust is a loaded gun, my friend. And when you hand it to someone, you're betting your life on the hope they won't pull the trigger. But they did. Didn't they? Oh, they pulled it all right. Pulled it without a second thought. And now, here you are, bleeding out, wondering why. But let me tell you something. The fact that you're still standing, that you're still here, breathing, listening, that's your victory. Because they thought you'd be gone by now. They thought they'd buried you. But you're unkillable. You're not a victim. No. Victims stay down. Victims let their pain define them. But you're something else entirely. You're a survivor. And survivors learn. They adapt. They grow. Every scar on your body, every tear you've shed, every sleepless night you've endured, it's all been building you, shaping you, preparing you for this moment. Because one day they'll come back. They always do. Maybe not to apologize. Oh no, people like them never apologize. But they'll come back, maybe to test you, maybe to use you again, or maybe just to see if you're still as broken as they left you. And when they do, that's when you show them. Show them the monster they created. You don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to scream or shout. No. The loudest sound in the world is silence. When they see you standing there, unshaken, unbroken, unafraid, that's when they'll know. That's when it'll hit them. The weight of what they did. The consequences of their actions. They thought their betrayal was the end of your story, but it was just the beginning. The beginning of their nightmare. Because you're not just surviving anymore. You're thriving. You're rising. And there's nothing they can do to stop you. But don't do it for them. Don't do it to prove them wrong. Do it for you. Do it because you deserve it. Because you've earned it. Because after everything they put you through, you owe it to yourself to rise above it all. And when you do, when you finally stand on top of that mountain, looking down at the world that once tried to break you, you won't need their apologies. You won't need their validation. Because by then, you'll know the truth. They never mattered. Not really. They were just a stepping stone, a lesson, a reminder that you're stronger than they'll ever be. It was underestimating you. You know what's funny? They think they're safe now. Safe from the mess they made. They go about their lives, smiling, laughing, pretending they've got it all together. But deep down, they're waiting. Oh yes, they're waiting for the day the floor gives out beneath them. Because it always does. Every lie, every betrayal, every stab in the back, it's like stacking bricks in a tower. And eventually, the tower falls. It doesn't matter how smart they think they are, how many excuses they've told themselves. It falls. And when it does, guess where they'll look first? That's right. They'll look for you. But you won't be there. Oh no. You'll be so far ahead, so far above them, they won't even know where to start looking. And that's when they'll feel it. The cold, empty weight of their own actions. The silence you leave behind will be deafening. You're not going to chase them. You're not going to waste your time trying to make them understand. That's not your job. Your job is to build, to rise, to take every ounce of pain they gave you and turn it into something they can't touch. Because, let's face it, people like them, they'll never understand. They can't. They don't have the capacity for it. Oh, they'll talk big, act like they're untouchable. But the truth is, they're hollow, empty. Every move they make, every word they say, it's all just smoke and mirrors. A desperate attempt to hide how small they really are. And you gave them power. You let them use you. But not anymore. Now, you're the one with the power. Not because they gave it to you. No. You took it. You earned it. Every scar, every sleepless night, every tear, it all built you into something they'll never be able to break again. You don't have to thank them. Don't waste your breath. But if you want to, you can smile. Not out of kindness, not out of forgiveness, but out of triumph. Smile because they thought they destroyed you. And yet here you are, standing taller than they ever could. That smile, that's the one thing they can't take from you. It'll haunt them. Every time they close their eyes, every time they think they've moved on, they'll see it. That smile, your victory. And it'll eat away at them like a parasite. Let me tell you something about people like them. They're not strong. They're not brave. They're just loud. They make noise to distract from how weak they really are. And when someone like you stands up, When someone like you refuses to play their game, they crumble. Oh, they'll try to fight back, try to drag you down, but it won't work. Because you've already been to the bottom, haven't you? You've seen what it's like down there. And now, there's nowhere left to fall. Meanwhile, they've been living in their little glass houses, pretending they're untouchable. And the moment you throw a stone, well, you get the picture. So what do you do now? Do you wait for them to come crawling back, begging for forgiveness? Or do you rise so high they can't even reach you? The choice is yours, my friend. But let me give you a little advice. Don't waste your time looking back. The past is a trap. It's quicksand. The more you struggle with it, the more it pulls you under. But the future is yours, untouched, unwritten, and full of possibilities. And the best part, they can't touch it, not unless you let them. You don't owe them anything. Not a word, not an explanation, not a single second of your time. They'll try to make you think you do, of course. People like them are good at that, twisting the narrative, making you feel like you're the one who needs to apologize. But don't fall for it, because the moment you let them back in, the moment you lower your guard, they'll strike again. They'll smile. They'll laugh. They'll act like nothing ever happened. And then slice. Back to square one. But not this time. This time, you're ready. You're not just a survivor. You're not just someone who got lucky. You're a force of nature. And forces of nature, they don't ask for permission. They don't wait for approval. They just are. They thought their actions would never come back to haunt them. But you're not a ghost. You're not a memory. You're a reckoning. And when the time comes, you won't have to lift a finger. They'll destroy themselves. That's the beauty of it. People like them always do. You ever notice how the ones who hurt you the most always act like they've done nothing wrong? They'll laugh. They'll smile. They'll move on with their lives as if your pain is some invisible thing they don't have to carry. They'll tell themselves they did what they had to do, that you were just collateral damage. But deep down they know. Oh, they'll never admit it. Not to you, not to themselves, not to anyone. But it's there, like a splinter buried deep in their skin, festering, rotting, reminding them of what they've done. And no matter how much they try to ignore it, no matter how many lies they tell themselves, it doesn't go away. You don't go away. Oh, it wasn't my fault, they'll say. You don't understand. I had no choice. No choice. That's the excuse of the week. That's what cowards say when they can't face the truth. And the truth is, they chose to hurt you. They looked you in the eye, saw your trust, saw your loyalty, and decided to throw it all away. Why? Because they could. Because they thought they'd get away with it. But here's the thing. Nobody gets away with anything. Not really. They might escape for a while, might even convince themselves they've won. But the damage they've done, that doesn't just disappear. It lingers. It festers. And one day, when they least expect it, it comes back to bite them. You're not here to be their savior. You're not here to heal them, to forgive them, to make them feel better about what they've done. That's not your job. Your job is to rise, to grow, to become so much more than they ever thought you could be. And that, my friend, is the sweetest revenge of all. Because you don't need to destroy them. Oh no. They'll do that all on their own. All you have to do is keep moving forward. Keep building. Keep rising. And every step you take, every success you achieve, will be a reminder to them of what they lost, of what they tried to destroy and failed. You see, people like them, they're parasites. They latch onto you, drain you, use you, and then toss you aside when they've taken everything they can. But what they don't realize is that parasites need a host. And when the host is gone, they starve. That's what's happening to them now, isn't it? They're starving. Oh, they'll never admit it. They'll put on a brave face, act like they're fine, like they don't need you. But deep down, they're scrambling. Because without you, without your trust, without your loyalty, they're nothing. Just empty shells, pretending to be whole. Do you feel it yet? That power? It's been there all along, waiting for you to see it. They tried to bury it, tried to convince you it didn't exist, but it's there. And now that you've found it, they're terrified because they know they can't control you anymore. They know they can't use you, can't manipulate you, can't break you. And that scares them more than anything. Because the moment they lose control, the moment they can't pull your strings anymore, they're powerless. They thought they could break you, thought they could destroy you, but all they did was make you stronger. And now you're unstoppable. You're a force of nature, a hurricane, a wildfire, a storm they can't outrun. And the best part? You don't even have to do anything. Just keep being you. Keep rising, keep growing, keep moving forward. Every step you take is a victory. Every success is a reminder of what they tried to take from you and failed. So let them watch. Let them see what you become. And when they look at you, when they see the strength, the power, the resilience they tried so hard to destroy, they'll know. They'll know they were the architects of their own downfall. You've got nothing to prove to them. Nothing to prove to anyone. The only person you owe anything to is yourself. So, do it for you. Build for you. Rise for you. And when you look back, when you see how far you've come, you'll realize something important. They didn't win. They never won. Because here you are, standing tall while they're stuck in the same place, spinning their wheels, choking on their own lies. And that's a victory they'll never be able to take away from you. Remember this. They thought their actions would never come back to haunt them. But you're not just their ghost. You're their reckoning. And when the time comes, when they finally see the storm you've become, they'll realize the truth. They never broke you. They only made you stronger. You think you're alone in this, don't you? That no one else could possibly understand the weight you're carrying. That's exactly what they want you to think. Isolation. That's their greatest weapon. They convince you that you're weak, that you're broken, that you're nothing without them. But here's the truth. They needed you more than you ever needed them. Think about it. Who held things together when they fell apart? Who stayed loyal when everyone else turned their backs? Who kept going when everything was stacked against them? That was you. Always you. And they knew it. Oh, they'll never admit it. Admitting it would mean facing their own weakness, their own dependence. But make no mistake, they leaned on you. They used you. And when they had nothing left to take, they threw you away like garbage. But now they're realizing their mistake. See, the thing about people like them is they don't think long term. They're short-sighted, impulsive. They make decisions in the moment without ever thinking about the consequences. And you were one of those consequences. They thought they could hurt you and walk away unscathed. They thought you'd crumble, disappear, fade into nothing. But here's the thing about people like us. We don't fade, we endure, we adapt, and then we rise. You've been through hell. I can see it in your eyes, hear it in your silence. They took everything from you, didn't they? Your trust, your peace, your sense of self. And for what? To make themselves feel bigger? To feed their own fragile egos? What a joke. But let me tell you something they'll never understand. The fire they tried to extinguish in you. It's still burning. Oh, it might be small right now, just a flicker, but it's there. And with every step you take, every move you make, it grows until one day it becomes an inferno. And when that day comes, they won't know what hit them. You're not here to play their game anymore. You're done being their pawn, their scapegoat, their punching bag. From this moment on, you're the one calling the shots. You're the one in control, and that terrifies them. Oh, they'll try to act like it doesn't. They'll put on their masks, pretend they're fine, but deep down, they're shaking because they know what you're capable of. They've seen it. And now they know there's nothing they can do to stop you. Let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them scheme. Let them plot. None of it matters because you've already won. Every day you wake up, every step you take, every breath you draw, that's a victory. And them, they're stuck. Stuck in their own lies, their own guilt, their own failure. They'll never admit it, of course. People like them are too proud, too cowardly to face the truth. But you don't need their admission. You don't need their validation. All you need is to keep moving forward. You're stronger than they ever gave you credit for. Smarter too. And now you've got something they'll never have. Clarity. You see them for what they really are. You see the world for what it really is. And that's power. Because when you know the truth, when you see through the lies, nothing can stop you. Not them, not their schemes, not their betrayal, nothing. And that's what scares them the most. They thought they'd broken you, thought they'd silenced you, but all they did was give you a reason to rise. And now you're unstoppable. You don't need revenge. Revenge is for the weak, for the petty, for people like them. No. What you need is to thrive, to build a life so strong, so unshakable, that their actions become meaningless. That's how you win. Not by tearing them down, but by lifting yourself up. Remember this, you're not defined by what they did to you. You're defined by what you do next. So rise, not for them, not for anyone else, but for you. Rise because you deserve it, because you've earned it. Because after everything they put you through, the least you can do is give yourself the life they tried to take away. They thought their actions would never come back to haunt them. But you're the storm they never saw coming. And when they finally realize what you've become, it won't be out of fear. It'll be out of regret. Regret for underestimating you. Regret for betraying you. Regret for creating the force that's about to leave them behind. So, go, rise, and let them drown in the silence of your success.